All right, so we talk about the last episodes of JDB's morning cap. But let's talk about what transpired yesterday. We talk about top 10 favorites to win the Super Bowl 61. We talk about top 15 best games of the year, top 15 best moments of the year, and Seahawks officially Super Bowl champions 3 days ago. Patriots, what's next for the Patriots after the Super Bowl 60 loss? Those are the previous episodes. Let's see what's coming up on JDB's morning cap. And we say good morning. Welcome to JDB's morning cap as NBA All-Star weekend is approaching. NFL season is officially over. Today is Wednesday, February 12th, 2026. Correction. Today is February 11th, 2026. So we are excited that NBA All-Star weekend is just 2 days away. But first, we're gonna start in the NFL really quick. So don't get ahead of yourselves. So MVP in 2005-26 was Matthew Stafford. So Matthew Stafford returning, the odds have been sticking. They're sticking with Matthew Stafford as an MVP candidate for 26-27 season. So we'll get to that in just a couple of moments here. So now, with these awards, is probably the most important awards in the NFL is most valuable player. Mainly their quarterbacks. So we can see who walks out, who win the 2026-27 MVP. So I think I could pick up to 10 players who you think who's number 10 and who's number 1. So now it would have changed a lot to stay for it. So who do you think who has the top 10 best favorites to win the MVP? So that would change everything else. So you would love to see how it worked out just fine here. All right, so let's pick the top 10 favorites to win the 2026-2027 MVP. So I'm going to start off from 10 to 1. I'm going to start off number 10. The 10th best favorite to win the Super Bowl MVP is Bo Nix. I think Bo Nix is the 10th best favorite to win the MVP because I think he carried his team to the playoffs last season, took him to the AFC Championship, but he cut short with the foot injury that he suffered in the divisional round. So hopefully he gets back healthy, hopefully comes up strong in 2026-2027 season. What the Broncos will look like next season, this team will be scary. Their defense will be scary. I mean, Bo Nix expect to be better year by year. And Sean Payton will remain as Broncos head coach for sure. But it's a lot. It's a lot of things at the plate right now to go with it in this one here. So those are change. There's a changing moment to think who's number 10. So technically, the Broncos quarterback Bo Nix will be the 10th best favorite to win the MVP. Number 9, I will go a non-quarterback in this one. Or, yes, number 9 from the Philadelphia Eagles, Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley will be the 9th best favorite to win the MVP. Well, it really helps to see how it really pans out in 2026. But Saquon, in 2024-25 season, he had a solid season. He won the Offensive Player of the Year, got this team to the Super Bowl and won it. And then 2025-26 wasn't quite the same. That it ended up suffering a first round wild card loss to the 49ers. So hopefully he'll take a huge step forward to 2026 season. Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley to be a follow through it in this one here. Number 8, I'm going to stay with the Eagles. The quarterback, Jalen Hurts. Speaking of Jalen Hurts will be the 8th best favorite to win the MVP. He's a Super Bowl MVP. Now, can he win a league MVP next season? Can the Eagles carry this team to the playoffs once again? Eagles have won 2 consecutive NFC East divisions. So now you would have stepped in because Jalen Hurts, they expect to be great in 26-27 season. Now you can score on that because it felt like Jalen Hurts looks like he almost belonged in the NFL. Now he still belongs in the NFL. He belongs with the Philadelphia Eagles. That's a shame. That's what Nick Sirianni is all about. Keep Jalen Hurts as a starting quarterback and try to get to the championship. And they got one. They got 2 Super Bowls. They win 2 Super Bowls and won one of those 2. Both were facing the Chiefs. And now Jalen Hurts could be an MVP. 8th best MVP odds to win it. So it's another beneficiary for this one. Number 7, for the Dallas Cowboys, Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott's number 7. I think Dak has a chance to prove themselves for the Dallas Cowboys. Last year, Dak had solid numbers. He put up solid numbers last year. But the defense largely let them down last year. So if Dak Prescott continues to put up huge numbers, if the defense doesn't let down next year, then this team will win division and make it in the playoffs. So I think Dak Prescott has a serious chance to win the 7th best favorite to win the MVP. So I choose number 7, Dak Prescott for the Dallas Cowboys. Number 6 from the Green Bay Packers, Jordan Love. Jordan Love is number 6. No surprise about that. Jordan Love, solid year last year. He can be even better next year, hopefully. I think Jordan Love has a chance to put themselves in a good opportunity to work with. I mean, what Packers need this offseason, they need some production, either as wide receiver or tight end production. They need tight end health. They need health. They need some health from the tight end position to get healthy. That's going to be the key for the Packers. But Jordan Love will be the 6th best favorite to win the MVP. Odds in this one. Number 5, I'm going to go with Drake May from the New England Patriots. solid solid sophomore season last year, mainly in the regular season. Postseason didn't go well as planned, but there's a lot of things at the plate. But Drake May is the fifth best favorite to win the MVP. That was really exempted because of that. You really put themselves in a golden opportunity to put it back here. So the Patriots puts this man right here. This man, Drake May, is number 5. Number 4, I'm going to go with Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow's number 4. Well, can the Bengals return to the playoffs? They have not made it since 22-23 season. They missed the playoffs 3 consecutive seasons. 2 have been winning records, but they had a losing record this time last year. First losing record since 2020. Joe Burrow, just the second losing record since he's been drafted. So now, can the Bengals get to the playoffs? Not only that, can the defense get better? They were one of the worst defenses in the NFL last year. So that's something you really have to make its mind made up. But Joe Burrow, expect to put up better numbers. He got hurt most of the year last year, came back. Numbers weren't quite as good when he came back. So hopefully Joe Burrow gets fully healthy next season. He was MVP candidate the previous season, in 2024-25 season. He put up impressive numbers, but unfortunately his team did not make the playoffs because their defense let them down. Number 3 is Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes will be the 3rd best favorite to win the MVP. Last year, this team hurt last year, 6-11. One-score games that hurt the Chiefs last year. Patrick Mahomes torn his ACL on the with 3 games remaining. Actually, it was Week 15 against the Chargers. It was the 4th quarter of that game. They were trailing. Patrick Mahomes was out for the rest of the year. Now, the question is, will Patrick Mahomes be back before the season gets started? Or hell, will he be back ahead of the training camp? We're not so sure about it. If Mahomes does come back by training camp, he could be fully healthy again. He could be fully healthy by mid-October. If Mahomes does come back, he's not 100%. He could come back, but the only way he could be healthy by at least mid-October or as soon as early November. If that's the case, then the Chiefs could return back to the playoffs. Number 2, I'm going to go with Matthew Stafford from the Los Angeles Rams. Well, numbers were pretty darn impressive. Got this team to the playoffs, got this team to the NFC Championship game. That's what veteran experience does. Your veteran experience, you got to win MVP. You got to get to at least get to the championship game. You almost got yourself to the second Super Bowl appearance. Now, he's the 2nd best favorite to win the MVP. He has a chance to get to the Super Bowl next year for the Rams. Matthew Stafford has a chance to get to the Super Bowl and win it. They're probably going to win way more games than they were last year. So I like Matthew Stafford is the 2nd best favorite. And my best favorite to win MVP, no doubt about it, is Josh Allen, the Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen wins the 2026-27 most valuable player. Josh Allen, the Bills will return to win division next year. Hopefully the Bills go to the Super Bowl for the first time since 4 straight Super Bowl losses. That's the last time the Bills have tripped into the Super Bowl. And the Bills are going to play New Highmark Stadium in 2026-27 season and beyond. So Josh Allen is going to be your MVP for your 2026-2027 season. He will be MVP for the second time in 3 years. All right, so any MVP favorites who left out? Yeah, I would say Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson has left out to win the MVP. I mean, Lamar Jackson leaves out of top 10 favorites to win the MVP. Lamar doesn't deserve it because he got hurt. Numbers look regress. The odds going to go down against him. But Lamar, and now you got a new coach, Jesse Minter, with John Harbaugh leaving. When I spoke about it yesterday, I said Ravens are left out to be favorites to win the Super Bowl. But I said the same thing about Lamar Jackson leaving out the top 10 MVP favorites. He's not going to be MVP. He's not going to be a top 10 favorite to win MVP. Lamar isn't because his health has been a problem last year, missed some significant of time. And when he came back, numbers didn't look pretty good. Numbers did not look good down the stretch. So I'm leaving out these guys right now. So who else I've been leaving out before we move on? Who else I've left out in the MVP? Brock Purdy. Yeah, understandable. Brock Purdy is left out, MVP favorite for sure. So it was Brock Purdy. Caleb Williams for sure. He left out. One more year, then he'll prove it. All right, so coming up as NBA All-Star Weekend is approaching, we'll take a look as tomorrow will be the last game of the first half of the schedule. And then Cowboys are facing potential offseason challenges. And then Lakers try to grind things out. And then March Madness is approaching, just 1 month away from March Madness. We'll step aside in 3 minutes. All right, so welcome back here as the NBA All-Star is approaching this weekend. So on Friday, we had Rising Stars Challenge. And then Saturday, we have Skills Challenge, 3-point contest, and slam dunk contest. And then Sunday is the NBA All-Star Game, USA versus World. So we're going to play up to a few rounds in the NBA All-Star Game this Sunday. But the game will be taking place into a dome in Inglewood, California, where the Clippers ultimately played. This is their second season that the Clippers have playing this building. So here's the question. All right, so now as the NBA regular season will be wrapping up tomorrow, they will not return until next Thursday. So now let's update the Eastern Conference standings. It's not going to end till tomorrow. So we'll find out who's the top 6. Number 1 is the Detroit Pistons with a 39-13 record. They're seeking for their 40th win today against Toronto. Number 2 is the Boston Celtics, 34-19. Number 3 is the New York Knicks, 34-20. Number 4 is the Cleveland Cavaliers, 33-21. Number 5 is Toronto Raptors, 32-22. Number 6 is the 76ers, 30-23. That's the top 6. The play-in picture, number 7 is the Orlando Magic with a 28-24 record. Number 8 is the Miami Heat with a 28-27 record. Number 9 is the Atlanta Hawks, 26-29 record. And then number 10 is the Hornets, 25-29. Recently, the Hornets snapped their 9-game winning streak. So let's start with the Eastern Conference first. So here it is. Half playoffs started today. It'll be Knicks and 76ers. Speaking of which, these two will play each other tonight in Philadelphia. So this will be a first-round matchup if the playoff had started today. 76ers will play the Knicks in New York in Game 1. from game 1 through game 7. Then it'll be in Philly games 3, 4, and 6. So that's a game changer. Then the Raptors would play the Cavs. Cavs will have a home court advantage. Keep that in mind. Cavs still lose the tiebreaker to Toronto based on a head-to-head record. So you can keep that thing in mind. It expect to change. Celtics and the Pistons will have their byes. So which means the Heat will play the Magic. The winner will face the Celtics. Then the Hornets and the Hawks battle for the 8th seed. Then you need 2 wins to get in. So whoever wins faces the loser of that bracket, and then who wins the next one will face the Pistons in the first round. So this is the Eastern Conference playoff and play-in picture. So that's top 6 in the playoffs. That's the 4 in the play-in picture. So as I'm saying, that this is the Eastern Conference playoff or play-in picture. All right, let's switch gears here. Western Conference top 6 playoffs. Thunder with a 41-13 record. They're the number 1 seed right now. They have a 3.5 game lead. Number 2 is the San Antonio Spurs with a 37-16 record. They're 3.5 back of the Oklahoma City Thunder. Spurs do have a tiebreaker based on head-to-head. Spurs won 4 out of 5 in the regular season. Number 3 is the Houston Rockets. The Rockets are 33-19. They've been rolling as of late. They're the number 3 seed in the West. Number 4 is the Denver Nuggets with a 34-20 record. So we'll see how that plays out here. So and number 5 is the Lakers slipping 32-21. And then the Timberwolves 33-22, which is number 6 seed right now. That's the top 6. Here are the play-in pictures. Suns 32-22, Warriors 29-25, the Trailblazers 26-28, and the Clippers 25-28. So it feels like no one is going to catch up and get that safe. So for the Western Conference, half playoff start today. It will be the Timberwolves taking on the Rockets in the first round. And they will have Lakers and Nuggets in the first round playoffs. The old bodies. And then Spurs and Thunder will have their byes. Then here's where it'll be Warriors and Suns. Battle for the 7th seed. The winner will face the Spurs. And then it's Clippers and the Trailblazers. Then they need 2 wins to get to the 8th seed. Then they need a winner to face the loser of the bracket. Then the winner for the battle of the 8th seed will face the Thunder in the first round. Nobody wants to face the Thunder in the first round in the playoffs. Nobody. Nobody wants to face you in the first round in this playoffs. But you can't mess around with it. All right, so I got to ask this question. Who do you trust more in the West, Spurs or the Thunder? Probably the Spurs. At least get to the conference finals. If you win the conference, you put yourself in a deeper playoff run with Victor Wembanyama, De'Aaron Fox, Stephen Castle, Devin Vassell, Keldon Johnson. Dylan Harper, Luke Cornett, Julian Champagnie, So they need to make some impact. They have to make some impact of this one. So as NBA All-Star is approaching, right now the NBA All-Star players are providing some sparks. All right. When we come back, we'll talk the Cowboys could face a possible offseason challenges. Can the Lakers grind things out down the stretch? It has been a little bit of rough stretch for the Lakers. So let's see how it plays out a little bit. Lakers just 2-2 on a homestand. And then as March Madness is approaching, 1 month away, we'll see how this one plays out next month. Because last night we've seen some pretty good finishes in college basketball yesterday. We'll step away in about 3. All right, welcome back. The Cowboys finishing the season 7-9-1 in 2025-26 season. The Cowboys are facing possible challenges in the offseason. So the Cowboys have placed just days ago, the Cowboys had placed George Pickens in a franchise tag. But now George Pickens could face any of these challenges by going forward. Or there's a chance he could be traded this offseason. So I'm going to ask this question. Why the Cowboys placed Pickens on a franchise tag? Should he have been extended a contract, or did he deserve to be placed on a franchise tag? Well, technically he should have been extended his contract, although the sides are not there yet. They're still waiting. They just need one more year of big bonuses. Then he can get his contract extended, or he would have walked. But right now, this is not looking good for the Cowboys. Placing George on a FT that's not a good sign. Like I said, the Cowboys are facing some significant challenges in the offseason as far as recruiting guys. This is a difficult path for Dallas. Is maybe Dak Prescott, if they decided to let George Pickens walk this offseason as by a trade, then that's a gigantic disappointment. It is a disappointment because it felt like the Cowboys are going to be a contending team. Last year, they weren't quite contenders. They're clearly pretenders coming into last year. Coming into this season, coming into next season, they could be pretenders as well. Losing Micah Parsons to the Packers made it hurt their franchise for Dallas. Now, as far as Dallas Cowboys goes, you had notable losses since 2024. You had DeMarcus Lawrence, you had Micah Parsons, you had a few offensive line players announced their retirement. Then Cooper Rush. Then you let these players walk. Clearly, you let the players walk. And And then Mike McCarthy got fired the previous season. Then Brian Schottenheimer becomes the head coach. And then you got Matt Eberflus hiring defensive coordinator, but he only lasted one season. He got fired after that. Defense was really bad. This is almost a disaster for Dallas. In Dallas, Jerry Jones. The Dallas Cowboys are clearly frauds of the NFL right now. This team is clearly overrated. It's just enough. Just enough of Dallas, they can get themselves back to the playoffs. They have not reached the NFC Championship game over the last 30 years. They've gone 30 years without reaching the NFC Championship game. The Cowboys are just as talented to get to the NFC Championship game. They have not gone to the NFC Championship game for 30 years. They would have done that if it wasn't for this. But the opportunity will have to wait for each longer now. But it seems to me that you really want to see how these days are just going around. And you have to ensure that when your team has to come out there and let's say your team is getting beat up, your football team is clearly getting beat up. It's just like that. Your team is struggling to get healthy. Your team is struggling to get through this. But it is really hard now. When you're facing some significant challenges, the Dallas Cowboys, they still breathing at the end of the day. At the end of the day, they're still breathing. 100%. They're still breathing. There's nothing else you could complain about, but you can't make your team hurt. You can't make your team hurt. The Dallas Cowboys just need some help. They really do. They do need help on this end. In this one, so let's take a look at the Cowboys' record since 2007, since 2016-17 season. 2016-17. 13-3. What happened? Lost the division round to the Green Bay Packers. 2017. 2017-18 season, 9-7. Did not participate in the playoffs. 2018, 10-6. Made the playoffs. Lost the NFC divisional round to the Los Angeles Rams. 2019, missed the playoffs, 8-8 record. And then 2020-21 season, 6-10, also missed the playoffs. And in 2021, 12-5, won division, but lost the NFC walk-around to the 49ers. In 2022-23, also 12-5, made the playoffs, lost the NFC division round to the San Francisco 49ers. 2023-2024 season, Cowboys also 12-5, won division, lost. They got upset in the NFC walk-around game against the Green Bay Packers. In fact, the Cowboys were the number 2 seed that season. In 2024-25 season, they went 7-10, did not make the playoffs. And then last year, 7-9-1. In 2025-26 season, did not make the playoffs. Those are the record over the last 9 years. The record over the last 9 seasons. The Cowboys only won division roughly 4 times over the last 9 years. So they'll try to make it 5 out of 10 if they do intend to win a division next season. So it is more than a difficult path for the Dallas Cowboys. It's almost a difficult path for Dallas to get themselves to the playoffs. It's a really tough move to make, and this is a serious situation. Can the Cowboys get in a prime position to put themselves into the postseason bound? That's a big question. Now they seem to be a goal difference for them. So right now the Cowboys, what other challenges potentially are facing? Probably the depth is going to face their challenges in the offseason. The depth is good. The depth is going to be challenging for the Dallas Cowboys. That's what they're going to face in 2026-27 season. They're facing some significant challenges. Is their depth chart is going to be an issue for Dallas, especially on the defensive side of the ball. I mean, you would have trusted if it wasn't for that, but you're putting yourself in a really different situation. That's how you really ask a serious favor for this. You really ask a serious favor. Maybe you would have done it. Maybe you would have cost it. But it's a done deal because Dallas Cowboys let's see what Dallas Cowboys is all about. The cap space is got to be the third lowest in the NFL. So the cap space is continuing to decrease year by year. And defense is continuing to decline. Now you got Christian Parker as a new defensive coordinator. The only problem they're having is lack of financial constraints. Try to create more contracts. The team who wants to play with the team, then all right, so the 22 players are expiring contracts. George Pickens has placed on FT, franchise tag. Javonte Williams is a free agent. Cowboys will have a number 12 pick of the NFL draft. So the Cowboys could need a running back if Javonte Williams walk. So the Cowboys are not much of a spenders. They have not spent a lot of money over the last roughly 3-4 years. This is really hard for Dallas. The financial constraints has been an issue over the last 4 years. It largely is due to lack of acquisitions. It's due to the players who refuse to play with the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, this is a mess for the Cowboys. This is a mess in Dallas. This franchise is it's an unholy mess. Absolutely. It's really bad right now. You can't. There's no getting around it because Dallas Cowboys, they need help this offseason. They clearly need help. They really do. It's really tough. So I think Dallas, what they have to do is either sign these guys back or they need just to rebuild the roster. Hopefully this team gets better. Let's see how that plays out for the rest of this offseason, as it looks like. All right, coming up next, we'll talk about can the Lakers grinding things out down the stretch. Lakers facing some tough stretches before, so let's see how it plays out here. And then March Madness is about 1 month away. We'll talk about that as well. And also coming up, we'll wrap things up and let's see what's coming up in our next episode. So we'll step away in about 3 minutes. All right, welcome back on this talk show as the Lakers play the Spurs last night. But prior to that, they played the Thunder two days ago. The last two final scores for the Lakers have resulted in losing sides. Thunder beat the Lakers on February 9th, 119-110. Jalen Williams had 23 points for the Thunder. LeBron had 22 on the other end. And then last night, Lakers were without LeBron, Luka, and Austin Reeves last night. Victor Wembanyama was dominant last night, 40 points last night, including a monster first quarter for Victor Wembanyama as the Lakers lose to the Spurs 136-108. The Lakers are 32-21 on the season. Luke Kennard led the way with 14 points for the Lakers, as Lakers are staying home to face Dallas to wrap up the first half of the season. So, can the Lakers grind things out down the stretch? Well, they could grind things out. They could. Because like I said earlier, the Lakers, it's been up and down season so far. So when they're looking at their schedule, how the Lakers need to grind things out down the stretch, the teams are facing winning teams. They'll play the Celtics, Magic, Suns, Warriors, Nuggets, Knicks again, Timberwolves, Chicago Bulls. They'll play Nuggets again, Houston 2 more times, Miami, Orlando again, Detroit, Cleveland, Oklahoma City twice, then Golden State, then Phoenix. So those are the games are against winning teams. Those are the games are against winning teams. So the strength of schedule is in the tough mode for the Lakers. If Lakers lose most of its games, then Lakers could be a play-in team. They can fall their butts out of the play-in tournament if they're losing some tough schedules like that. Significantly, strength of schedule has been tough on the Lakers right now. So the question is, can they hold on to the top 6? I think they could. I think they still can hold on to the top 6 because it feels like Luka has played very well. I'm not saying that the Lakers are just as talented enough to get to the top 4. They're not top 4 team. Coming into the season, with LeBron being out, the health is still going to be an issue. The Lakers will not be top 4. Right now, they're outside the top four. They're number 5 seed right now. Like I said earlier, they will have to face the Nuggets in the first round. Lakers will face the Nuggets probably for the third time in 4 years in the playoffs. The Nuggets have won both of those occasions, Western Conference Finals and the first round, respectively. So, the Nuggets and the Lakers have clear history. They do have clear history against each other because of that. So, since 2020, it is including the bubble. It's been Lakers, Nuggets. Lakers and Nuggets have played one of the most playoff series in the NBA of all time. Ever since 2009, Lakers have played the Nuggets in the conference finals 3 times, including one in the bubble. And this is insane. The Lakers have played the Nuggets in the playoffs. Well, in the Kobe era, the Lakers won the series in the Kobe era. In the LeBron era, the Lakers only won just one series. That was 2020. But that was about it. When the Lakers play the Nuggets, they always played themselves tough. Like I said, the Lakers, Nuggets, this is a really tough matchup to make. Because the last couple of series here were at least 4 or 5 games. Hopefully this series goes to 7. If it does go to 7, that's pretty significant. That's the series I pretty much have been looking for. A 7-game series. If both teams go through injuries, this will be a 7-game series. At least you got to have time and effort. That's the key. The key is time and effort and pride. That's the key for these two teams. The Lakers, you got to show pride. And we did not see any of these significancy what the Lakers have been playing over the games like this. So hopefully the Lakers will try to turn things around out there and not facing any of these pesky stretches that you're asking for it. So let's see. They changed it out a little bit. It's not the worst thing. Maybe you should have done it and not seen it, but there's not much of a problem at all because of it. It's a different story right now. It's a different world in the NBA. The Lakers, like I said, the schedule for the rest of the season, it gets tougher. They're facing winning teams down the stretch. They're facing winning records down the stretch. That is really tough. That's a tough look. Yeah, it's 100% tough look for the Lakers to see how long this is coming by. If it's just because LeBron James and Luka Doncic, let's start with LeBron James. With that missed game yesterday, he's no longer to qualify the NBA awards. I mean, it's disappointing that LeBron is not going to qualify to the NBA awards. It's really tough. It is a tough one to swallow. Now, health is a key thing. With Luka hadn't been healthy. The struggling. We've seen notable players who's going to miss the All-Star game. Stephen Curry is going to miss the All-Star game this Sunday. That's disappointing. I mean, extremely bad. It's extremely. The star players are not going to play this weekend. So this is the Lakers right now. They need some help when they return to the All-Star break. Hopefully, they'll change their fortunes here before the season comes to an end. This one. All right, come next. March Madness is 1 month away. We'll update the brackets region by region, and then we'll wrap things up. We'll step away in 3 more minutes. All right, welcome back here. College basketball, March Madness is 1 month away. Let's backtrack a couple of days ago. Kansas, we have top 25 matchup, including top 10 matchup. 9 ranked Kansas Jayhawks hands number 1 Arizona Wildcats their first loss. It was 82-78 on Monday night in Lawrence, Kansas. And then yesterday, upset special in Miami. Miami Hurricanes, unranked, pulls off the upset against the 11th ranked North Carolina Tar Heels, 75-66 in Miami. So impressive win for the Hurricanes. And then 22 ranked BYU bounces back and holds off Baylor 99-94. Or in a high-scoring affair. Then yesterday, it was a wild finish. 13 ranked Purdue, who gets the W against a 7-ranked upstart Nebraska Cornhuskers in overtime, despite Purdue blew a big lead. Then yesterday, that was an overtime, by the way. Another overtime game yesterday in Illinois. Wisconsin pulls off the upset against the 8th ranked Illinois, 92-90. And then another upset special happened. Unranked TCU shocks number 5 ranked Iowa State. So right now, upset special has continued to pour on over the last few weeks. Yep. So right now, college basketball upsets have continued to pound up over the last few weeks. Okay, so let's take a look at the March Madness updates, as March Madness is around 1 month away. So let's take a look for the Western region as of right now. So there's some change. So for the West region, Arizona has the number 1 overall seed, and they're going to face this number 16 Harvard in the West region, and then number 9 SMU will take on number 8 Texas A&M. That's a first round matchup. And then you got number 12 South Florida will take on the number 5 Alabama. And then you got number 13 California Baptist University will take on number 4 Gonzaga. And then you got number 11 Miami, Ohio take on number 6 Clemson. Then number 14, Winthrop, will take on number 3, Florida. And then number 10, USC Trojans takes on number 7, Utah State. Number 15, Merrimack takes on number 2, Nebraska. That's the West region. The East region is number 1, UConn will take on the winner of the first 4 matchup. Number 16, Long Island will face also number 16, BCU. Meanwhile, it's going to be number 9, Wisconsin, take on the 8, NC State. That's the South region. Then number 12, Stephen F. Austin, number 12, will take on number 5, Tennessee. Number 13, UNC Wilmington will take on number 4, Virginia. And then you got number 6, BYU will take on the winner of the first 4 matchup between the 2 11 seeds, between the Texas Longhorns and San Diego State Aztecs. Meanwhile, it'll be Portland State, number 14, will take on number 3, Purdue. And then number 10, St. Mary's will take on number 7, Iowa. Number 15, Navy takes on number 2, Houston. That's the South region. The Midwest region, number 1, Michigan will take on the winner of the first 4. Number 16, Morgan State will take on number 16, NJIT. And then you got number 9, UCF take on number 8, Auburn. Then you got number 5, St. John's take on number 12, Belmont. Then you got number 13, Troy take on number 4, North Carolina. And then you got Arkansas facing the winner of the first 4, number 11, Miami Hurricanes, and number 11, New Mexico. And then you got North Dakota State, number 14, take on number 3, Michigan State. Then you got number 10, UCLA versus number 7, Kentucky. Then you got number 15, Austin Peay takes on number 2, Iowa State. That's the Midwest region. The East region, number 16, UT Martin will take on number 1, Duke. Number 9, Indiana take on number 8, Villanova. Number 12, Liberty takes on number 5, Vanderbilt. Number 13, Hawaii takes on number 4, Texas Tech. And you got number 11, Santa Clara take on number 6, Louisville. Then you got number 14, ETSU take on number 3, Kansas. Then you got number 10, Georgia takes on number 7, St. Louis. Finally, we got number 15, Wright State take on number 2, Illinois. Those are the men's March Madness projections. This is not official. It won't be official until the NCAA tournament selection show. We'll find out who will be the officially top 68 in the tournament, including 4 teams are qualified for the first 4 to start the March Madness. So my final 4 picks right now for the West is Arizona, Midwest, Michigan, and then on the other end, I'm gonna go with UConn, the South region. East region, I'm gonna go with Duke. So 4 number 1 seeds will be in the Final 4 as of right now. But right now, the national championship, right now, is Arizona and UConn. If I would get the pick, I got to pick Arizona because they deserve to win the championship this year. Their defense is best in the country. They got terrific shooters. They got high draft potential. I mean, this is what just happened here. When March Madness is super approaching right now, something you don't want to kill yourself to get themselves into the March Madness. So it would not change a heart in this one, but this would help. This would help their situation a little bit better, but it's not a problem. I'm just saying, it could have happened a long time ago. Maybe it doesn't really dance it out. It completely dances challenges, and it would have been enough. So right now, March Madness is, like I said, it's 1 month away. Duke. So my final four picks is Arizona, Michigan, Duke versus UConn. So my national championship matchup is UConn versus Arizona, and my winner is Arizona. They're a championship. They're a championship caliber team. There's no getting around it at this one round. So it really helps his own cause to make it all happen. So we'll see how that completely plays out and get into the college basketball men's NCAA tournament. So the favorite to win the championship is Arizona for sure. Second is UConn. Duke is number 3. Michigan number 4, and then Kansas is still on the list of winning a championship. So there's a lot of lists going around. All right, let's wrap it up. What's coming up tomorrow? Tomorrow we'll talk more NFL offseason. We'll rely on a heavily NFL offseason. Which teams are facing? I mean, which team will probably spend the most money in the NFL in the offseason? We'll talk about that, and also we'll talk the Kansas City Chiefs and Baltimore Ravens as well. And then we'll talk some NBA as well if we got time. So last 2 days. So we tomorrow and then Friday, and then we have another 3-day weekend. So hopefully we'll continue to grow things up a little bit here. I just want to say everything else about what I said today. The Cowboys are facing significant challenges. I was talking about that today. I talked about top 10 favorites to win the MVP in 2026-27 season. I talked about can the Lakers grind it out the rest of the year. And then we talk about the NBA and All-Star Weekend. We update both Eastern and Western Conference standings, top 6 playoffs, and the top 4 play-in pictures. And then most recently, I've been talking about is March Madness. So this is a pretty good show here today. All right, that's going to do it here. This is JDB's Morning Cap. We'll see you tomorrow, and enjoy your day, and take care of yourself.